Welcome. Today we're doing a little bit of a hot video. It's hot, it's action-packed, it's a card trick tutorial. Everyone says, hey, Pigcake, we're tired of you not doing card trick tutorials. That's all we want from this channel, honestly. That's all we care about. We just want to learn tricks to show our friends and family so that we could be the life of the party. I got you. I got you. Even though it's depressing me because you know what? Magic is awful. Magic's terrible. We're pretending to do something that doesn't exist. But yet we choose to practice and dedicate time, effort, and money to this craft. But guess what? I'm gonna facilitate your addiction, and today I'm gonna show you guys a trick that is so hot, so heavy, that honestly, you might wanna get it checked for diabetes just because. But first of all, you guys need to check out the Pigcake Magic Academy. $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff, going over coin stuff, going over everything you need to become head honcho when it comes to magic, and also a level 37 virgin. You want to be a level 37 virgin? Well, check the Pigcake Magic Academy. You get 2 videos going over card stuff, going over coin stuff, going over theory, going over history, all right? Over, I think 300 videos already there. Over 300 videos already there. What are you missing out on? $5 a month, that's barely a White Claw a month. You could go a month without a White Claw if you could just check out the academy, help yourself out, help me out, and then I don't know, make something of your life. Oh man, just do it. By the way, here's a list. Here's a running list somewhere on the screen of all the people that have joined the Pigcake Magic Academy at some point. I know last time I put a little bit of a list, but that was incomplete. So this time, hopefully there's a more comprehensive list. It turns out Gmail hides the notifications when people sign up under the promotions tab, which is something they do without your consent. So you know what? Google Me Too'd me. And because Google Me Too'd me, I had an incomplete patron list. So I hope you guys are seeing a little bit of a list here, which is accurate. You could pause, all right? You could pause when your name comes up, and maybe I'm doing like a wacky face or something. Maybe I'm doing like, oh, ha, you know, hey, my name's here, and Pigcake's doing something funny. You could do that in screenshot and put it on Instagram or whatever, and tell people that, oh, look, I came up on a video. Look right here, I came up on a video. Let's just get into the trick. Fucking Bin Wang Gang, boy. What cards are you using, Pigcake? Hey, Pigcake, why are you using such expensive premier cards in your videos? That's because I want to give the best to you guys. I want to give the absolute best to you guys. So it's a very, very simple trick. All we're going to do, we're going to have the spectator either call stop, or they could pick any card they want. Let's say they happen to pick this one over here, the 8 of Hearts. Of course, I don't know this because I'm looked the other way, and if I knew the trick, well, this would be stupid, wouldn't it? This would be a pointless waste of time. I mean, it already is a pointless waste of time because what am I doing? A card trick? What am I feigning powers? I'm pretending like I have some sort of supernatural powers. We all know it's sleight of hand. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna try to find your card. So I'm gonna do one of these fancy cuts that you see the people do on Instagram, that you see all the ladies do on Instagram, you know, and they get 1,000 likes. And you do something and you get 40 likes. So this is what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna see if I could find your card. Yes, I got a feeling. Your card, the 7 of Spades. That's not your card. That's cool. That's cool. That tells me the position of your card. That card actually tells me the position of your card. So we could count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 right here. Your card, the King of Diamonds. Right? That's the name of a popular strip club. King of Diamonds. They got shut down because they couldn't afford to pay the rent for the building because of nefarious gangster activity. That wasn't your card either? Well, that card indicates to me that I need to try again and try to find your card. This time we'll give it one of these 1990 Sybil cuts, and I think that should lead us right to your card, the 8 of Clubs. No? I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. I don't want to know right now what will it be. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Will it be yes or will it be sorry? Okay, well, you know what? This trick has gone completely wrong. But why don't we do this? Why don't we pretend that it went right? Why don't we pretend that one of these cards is potentially your card, sir? So what I want you to do, sir, with your left hand, I want you to just reach in a table and grab whichever card you want with your left hand. Spectator goes ahead with their left hand, and let's say they grab this one. You reiterate the fairness of the procedure at this point. You say, sir, you could have grabbed this card and it would have been the 8 of clubs. That, of course, wouldn't have been your card, but you already knew that. If you would have grabbed this card, it would have been the King of Diamonds. That wouldn't have been your card, but you already knew that. Instead, you grabbed the card that was on the table right there. Could have been any card. I told you to pretend like that was your card, and I think you did a really good job because that's your card, the 8 of Hearts. Oh boy, can I do one of these? Can I do one of these? Jeff McBride memes? Jeff McBride memes? How bad? How bad? How bad? I'm not Asian. That's a fun one. That's a fun card trick. It's a little bit of a hot idea. You're combining the principle of Equivoke and a double lift, putting it together, wiping off the blood, and you have a hot little card trick. You have a trick that you could take to prom, and your parents will be proud of you. Unlike what I took to prom, my parents weren't proud of me. So here, very simple trick. Control, double lift, Equivoke. The Equivoke is very, very simple. If you guys are unfamiliar with the technique of Equivoke, it's essentially a way of pretending to give the spectator options, but really giving them no options whatsoever. We are lying through our dirty, disgusting teeth. So let's start from the top here. First things first is a control. So you need to have the spectator pick a card. In this case, they pick the 8 of clubs. It could be any card they want. It doesn't have to be any card in specific. If you want, you could even do one of these memes. If you're an advanced level 27 magician and you know how to do a peek technique, you could do that. But more likely than not, you're gonna have the spectator pick a card. In this case, they pick the 3 of clubs. You're gonna square it up, but you're gonna put your pinky in there. This is a technique known to magicians as a pinky break, meaning that you are using your pinky to separate where they touch the card and the rest of the deck. I say this because I assume that some people watching this video might not have a complete understanding of basic magic skills, which is why you should join the academy. You should join the Magic Academy and actually solidify your virginity, as opposed to not knowing the actual techniques that I'm mentioning and then playing dumb. Why are you even watching this video, honestly? Bitch ass, stupid ass. That's a pinky break. Okay, from there you can just control the card to the top. The easiest way that I know is the Mahatma Control, which is you lifting up all the cards above the break. So all I'm doing, all the cards above the break, I'm gonna lift up just like this, and then I'm gonna turn both hands clockwise so I could overhand shuffle these cards. And guess what that does? That brings the card to the top of the deck without much work. Look at how much work this is. Look at this. Everybody can do this. Lift up and shuffle. All I'm doing is shuffling those cards to the bottom, and guess what? That controls their card to the top, but it looks like I'm mixing up the deck. If you want, you could give it one of these mixes, right? All you have to do to make sure that the card's controlled is just make sure you leave a nice little fat chunk of the right hand. You see that? You're leaving a nice little bit of a fat chunk, which ensures their card stays on top of the deck. At this point, you're doing a double lift. A double lift is you lifting 2 cards as once. The spectator thinks you're only showing them 1 card. Really, you're showing them 2 cards. And the way we do this, we procure a break underneath the second card from the top of the deck. You could do this in many different ways. Some people like to do a pinky pull down. I don't like to do that because honestly, I think it's racist. They supported Jim Crow laws, and I'm not about that life. So here, you could do one of these push-off techniques where you say, so I cut to 1 card, and here I'm just pushing 1 off and pushing it back and getting a break that way. So when I put this card back, now I have a pinky break under 2 cards. And at this point, you do whatever double lift you want. You could do one of these double lifts. You could do one of these double lifts, one of those. You could do any double lift that serves your prerogative. But you're gonna lift 2 cards at once. You see that? You see that? That's a nice one. That's a good one. This is a good one, right? This is a good one. I've seen people do this as a double lift. Don't do that, because you're doing a shake change as a double lift. People are gonna think that's a trick, and they're gonna start applauding, and you're not gonna know why. So just do a double lift and say, right here, club special. That was your card, the club special card. They're gonna say no, obviously. So you're gonna turn this double over and put it on a table. Guess what? That's their card. They don't know that because they're stupid. They're lay people. They don't know about magical techniques and sleight of hand when it comes to method. So they don't know that this is their card, but it is. So that card is already on the table. Next thing I'm gonna do, just give the deck a cut, maybe give it one of these fancy false shuffles, do whatever it is that you do with a deck of cards and show another card. The spectator's gonna say, no, that's not my card either. And at this point you could say, oh, no, that's an indicator. See, 8 tells me where your card is, right? The 8 tells, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course I'm just making stuff up. This is entertainment. This is the entertainment portion of the trick. So at this point I just grab a third card and put it on the table. You don't need to have 3 cards. You could do 2 cards if you want. 2 cards is way easier to equivoke. 3 cards is also easy to equivoke, but again, I just 3. The rule of 3 works in theater for a reason here. Equivoke is a very, very simple process that could be very complicated. All you're doing is you are forcing the participant to pick a predetermined object, and you're directing them with your very clever pattern. So here we have 3 cards. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ask the spectator with their dirty left hand to reach over and grab whichever card they want. Now here is the best part. If they reach over with their dirty left hand and they grab their card, the trick's over. So they reach over, they grab their card with their left hand. You could show that they could have grabbed any one of these cards, but instead they grabbed this card and it happens to be their card. Now I know what you're saying. What if they don't grab their card, Pigcake? Am I ruined? Are all the girls gonna laugh at me? I'm doing this trick in the cafeteria at school and now I'm not gonna get laid ever. I'm not gonna have a prom date because of you, because I don't know what's gonna happen if I don't get them to pick there's a process, okay? There's an easy process, so relax, okay? Relax your little Central American ass, okay? You need to chill. You need to relax. So if they grab any other card with their left hand, let's say they grab the top card here with their left hand, you go, perfect. Now with your right hand, I want you to grab another card. So they reach over with the right hand and they grab another card. If they happen to grab the card that's not theirs, so none of these are their card, well, perfect. Guess what? The attention becomes the card on the table. So the attention gets put on the card that is directly on the table. So you go, perfect. You could have grabbed any one of those cards with your right hand. You could have grabbed that card with your left hand. This could have been different had you had a different selection, but instead you left this card on the table. I told you to pretend like this trick went right, even though it went desperately wrong. And guess what? You did an excellent job, my friend. You did very, very well. And from there you could go. Now, what if they happen to grab their card instead of grabbing the other card? Well, guess what? Now they have their card in the right hand and an X card in their left hand. You could just do a simple bit of equivoke and say, perfect. In a moment, what I want you to do is I want you to hand me one of those cards. Think about your decision because it's gonna make all the difference. And the spectator's left with 2 cards. If they hand you their card, guess what? Trick's over, you go, perfect. You could have handed me either card you wanted, but instead you handed me this card. I told you to pretend that this trick went right, and it did. Your imagination's great. Why don't you, I don't know, start up an imagination business. See if that pays FPL, right? So that's if they hand you their card. If they hand you this card, which happens to not be their card, perfect. Sir, you could have been left holding any card you wanted. You could have been left holding this card. You could have been left holding that card, but instead you chose to keep one card in your hand. Why don't you take a look at what card it is? 3 of clubs. Either way, they don't have a choice. They think they have choices. It's like the government, honestly. They think they have a choice, but really they don't have a choice as to anything. It's a pretend election, okay? Alex Jones is right. So that's a card trick, very, very easy, based on an old stuff from Tarbell. I was recently gifted Tarbell. If you guys aren't watching my live streams every Wednesday, me and UNE Daniel from United Magicians Emporium, we do a little bit of a hot little, you could call it a podcast. You could call it a podcast. It's Pigcake Live. We do it at 8 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. It's going to be ham radio soon enough, so make sure you guys could look at the description for all that information. Somebody graciously sent out Tarbell Volume 1, and I'd seen Tarbell before, but it's a nice refresher in old school magic and looking at these old principles, and this is something that came from that. However, it's a little bit of a different variation on the original one there, known as the Changeling card, I believe. So this is just a different take on that, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a little bit of a hot card trick. Again, don't dismiss it just because it's simple. People tend to want new methods. They want, oh, I want to buy this on penguinmagic.com. Wait, Illusionist has what? Huh? Wait, Murphy's just came out? It doesn't matter. All right, they're all the same thing. All the methods have already been pretty much come up with. So just enjoy, all right? Enjoy it. Enjoy the reactions. Enjoy the simple stuff, and you'll be rewarded. What a wonderful world. Oh boy. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you. Do all the things that people do. I have a pubic hair in my mouth. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to wash pubic hairs out of my mouth. Someone said they left together. I ran out the door to get her. She was holding hands with Trevor. Not the greatest feeling ever. I forgot the rest. I forgot that.